Alright, what's going on guys? Chili Games back again with another video, and this is my best game I've ever played in the Hipper. Actually, no, yeah it is. Definitely my highest damage, but I believe it's my highest base XP as well. And honestly, Hipper is one of those ships that I really, really love, but it kind of just gets... It kind of gets just put in the back a handful of times because it's good, but there's just a lot of really, really broken ships at Tier 7. So I usually have to try to get the confidence to actually use it. But anyways, spawning on the A side, I hate this side, but you kind of have to play it because you really can't go B. And you definitely can't go D because that puts you out of action the whole time. So regardless of who comes with you, you basically have to play this side. And glad that I have the spotter plane here. Not the spotter plane, the fighter plane, because that's going to help me see who's out here. If I don't know who's coming, and as you can see, I'm trying to survey the map and see, okay, who's who, because usually going around this corner at the beginning of the game is either asking to meet a DD or at least encounter somebody in a not good engagement and lose a lot of HP. And what I really want to do here is sneak into A. Notice that the Cleveland's over there, the Wichita's over there, the Odin is over there, so that's their entire spawn. Once I notice that this entire spawn is not A, I am clear to go around here. And I was a little bit scared to go into there because of Odin. Now I think I can definitely kill an Odin. However, it'd be very easy for him to get a last ditch torpedo strike on me. And the name of the game, especially in cruisers, is health conservation. I guess I said that from my battleship video. But anyways, I want to come in here, kill this Odin and get A, but lose the least amount of HP possible, because the more HP I lose here, the less impact I will have overall in the game to come. And I need to play this game as if it's going to come down to it, and I need every bit of HP with me. I am running the fully packed build this time. I usually like to run refill station because since the buff to the Hipper, the main battery reload is actually really, really good, but I decided that it's probably time to put on the 3 heals again, just because an extra heal is just so useful. Monitoring where the Odin is. Not going to use my Hydro just yet because he's still there. And it was right about here where I was really debating on what I was going to do. If I go right here, that puts me right into his torpedo arcs. And I definitely, while I could dodge them, theoretically, why take the risk for that if I don't have to? So I noticed that he's going to be bow in here and he's stationary, which means I can probably come around here, and this is really a drawback of Odin's torps being in the very back, is you have really, really poor angles shooting forward, and we're going to really abuse that here. And now, since we have him reversing, his speed and his ability to dodge is going to be way, way less than what it would be if he was going forward. So he's pretty much caught. And as you're going to see here, we're basically already passing his torpedo angles, and he's going to shoot some desperation torps out. And we have completely nullified the Odin. We have taken very minimal damage and kind of ironically torped the torpedo battleship. So now, look over here, and I noticed that this entire spawn is still here. And I was like, oh man. Worst thing to do here probably would be go out into B. And in my opinion, the way that I like to play Hipper, Grafspee, and the Prinzelwegen is more or less like a cave spider. You are strongest against any opponent when they are within 8 kilometers or 6 kilometers if you're using the Hipper. If you're in a position to use your torpedoes, you have devastating power that can ruin any ship in the game. So you kind of want to stay within those 10 to 6 kilometer engagements when you have to, but that doesn't mean open water. You see here I have a lot of island cover. I'm really in no rush to actually move out of this spot. We're kind of just playing it patiently here. I want to get this cap. pulling forward so we don't let the Colorado shoot us here, and the Wichita is still broadside here. And we're actually going to get a Citadel. Not just one Citadel. We're going to shoot him again, and he's going still broadside to me. We actually pick up another one, so I'll take it. 2 Citadels on a Wichita. The game is probably going to go in my favor, at least I hope so. Still playing patiently. The Cleveland is pretty much trying to kill himself over there to our right, so we're not too worried about him. Best scenario that we can do is we can back up for this Gneisenau, and we can either make him come towards us, or if he stays at range, Gneisenau's guns are terrible, and we can bow and stern tank his guns as well. So the Gneisenau's best choice, honestly, would be to probably push in here, but if he does that, he's giving me access to hit him with torpedoes, and if he stays at range, there's just no way he's going to be able to take care of me. So not really too much this guy can do. This is kind of a drawback to the Gneisenau as a whole. Some people like the ship. I don't like it too much, but this is honestly where Hipper definitely really excels. And as you can see, taking our time. A cap on this map is honestly a really, really good spot for Hipper because you have so many angles to play around with torpedoes, a lot of cover, and you're going to see me pretty much stay here the entire... Actually, no, we do. We stay in this cap and we die in this cap defending it, as you will see later on in this match. But you see me angling. I'm trying to get the best angle possible to where all my guns can fire, but presenting a easy escape route for whenever he shoots to not get citadeled. And he does shoot, and we're a little bit slow to react, but Gneisenau's guns are just they're very bad. So not too much there. Keeping the AP loaded because the AP is really, really good, not from that salvo. The biggest thing I think with Hipper and Eugen AP DPM is the dispersion can be pretty wonky, and this is a pretty full dispersion build. It's the offensive commander. Sometimes you hit battleships for 8 to 10K on their belt, and sometimes you get 660 damage. But you see there, that salvo was about 6,000 or 7,000, so not too bad. Load the high explosive because the further away he gets, and he's a tidbit angled, so I'm thinking that if he goes behind the island, which is what he's heading to, if I can stick him with a couple perma fires, which he burns the first one, so we're going to keep HE loaded. As much as I want to shoot AP at a broadside battleship with Hipper AP, he has no damage con, and the most damage that we can get out of him is going to be his superstructure is not saturated at all, so that's pretty much free damage, and 2, very, very easy to set him on a permafire. So whenever he is going to be behind the island, he's still going to be taking damage, and that will help us clean him up as he goes around. Again, staying angled. Gneisenau guns are not accurate at all, but we really don't want to give him just a flat broadside, because you see he does actually chunk us pretty well there. I thought I was pretty decently angled, but we don't know what kind of build he's running. He could be running the Aladad perk or whatever, but that's a second permafire, so all in all, by the time this guy gets around the island, he's going to be pretty low on HP, and that's honestly, he's been showing broadside. I've been wanting to shoot AP, but when you see battleship players do those kinds of things, the best chance that you have to kill them is to take advantage of their misplays, which in this case was burning one fire, or one damage con on one fire, punish them with fires afterwards, because it's the name of the game in cruisers, for sure. You always want to have damage going. Not so much in Hipper, because you are tankier, so you can poke your nose into places and be pretty aggressive. Load the AP now, though, and we actually clean up the kill on him. Another kill to the board. We actually have a nice little selection of medals, and for some reason, whenever I play this ship, you get so many different of the ribbons up there. We don't have any medals. You get so many ribbons, and it looks so good because it feels like he did so much. And now, pulling forward for the Vladivostok, using island cover again because we really don't want to be seen right now. Because if the Vladivostok wants to, he can actually do it really. He overmatches me pretty much everywhere, and as long as we can get free damage from this guy and whittle him down as much as possible without risking our ship, I'm going to take it. So, burned one fire, or use a damage con on one fire there, which is really, really bad for a Russian battleship because you only have a certain amount of damage cons. So, oh, he just used a damage con right there. So, if you are bad about accidentally using your damage cons in a battleship, the Russian line will definitely teach you not to, not because you want to, but it's going to force you, because if you do that more often, you're going to be burning through those charges and you're going to be quite out of luck. So now, turning the guns around, and where I want to go is behind the middle island. I still don't want to engage in a head-on battle. The Vladivostok has way too much health and they have way too much fire. I'll be putting myself in a crossfire versus the Colorado. Vladivostok, Wichita, which has insane HEDPM and Ochakov, and a Scharnhorst. So at this point in time, we have to make as much use of our guns, keeping the broadsides going. We have the Vladivostok here that we can shoot with AP, and this salvo could have been really good. It could have been not too bad, but 6,000 damage, I will take that every single time. Want to shoot the Wichita, but as soon as I see him angle in, I know my AP is not going to do anything. So we're going to try and at least kill the target that could delete us the easiest, I guess is how I'm going to say it. If we have broadside, he's turning away a little bit, so I'm aiming up a little bit higher. Trying to go undetected here, because you can see how quick you can die under Wichita's HEDPM and everyone else shooting me. But we are concealed. We're in a good spot. The Vladivostok is about to take those torps, so I immediately start switching to other targets. And this is honestly a really good spot for me to be in, because if these guys want to tango, they have to come into my torpedo range. I have an island protecting me for now, so I'm basically trying to chip them down as much as possible. I switched to HE for the Scharnhorst. Try to get him to at least use some damage cons or get some consistent damage on him. So when I do see him, he's going to be the lowest health possible. I switched to AP because I noticed the Ochakov, and I noticed that I can maybe squeak out a shot here. We're seeing broadside, but I think as annoying as an Ochakov is, if you can get the shot to try and delete him, you really should probably try and take it. And unfortunately, he's going to reverse, and we don't get too much there. But at this point in time, I noticed the Wichita is within 6 kilometers, so this is our ballpark, and he's going to beat us in a DPM trade. He's just going to shoot HE. He could easily kill us. He has a Scharnhorst backing him up. So the only way that I kill this Wichita is if I bring the fight to him. And this is really going to show the strengths of what you can do in Hyper. Now, Wichita is a really, really annoyingly strong ship, and I didn't even notice that my engine was broken there, but you see how much damage he's doing to us? It's just not even funny. So what we're going to try and do here is go for his turrets with AP. Could load HE, because obviously my AP is not going to pin anywhere on his hull for any big damage, but if we can keep knocking out his turrets, we can effectively make his DPM nothing. And when I only have 13,000 HP and no heals, I need to minimize my damage taken as much as possible. And now that he is in a bad spot, getting my torpedoes off, and this guy's pretty much dead. But we still don't want to take too much damage. We actually tactically beach. That was definitely on purpose. It wasn't a mistake. But we are nearing the end of this game with 30 seconds left, and I want to stay angled here just a little bit. We need these guys, we need these torpedoes to hit, and I actually wasn't paying attention, and he did get that shot off, which could have killed us. But at this point in time, I'm okay with the trade. We get the torpedoes off, 223,000 damage, no Kraken, but we played this entire game in that little section, and it just goes to show how strong Hipper can be in those little close quarters engagements, and also conserving your health to the very end. So coming up for the base XP, almost 4,000. So I was really happy about this game, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.